this season where you feel money is supposed to be spent. We only live once. It's okay. It's a new beginning. We're going to start a new whole year. Can we spend everything we saved? It's this season where you can justify anything just to make sure that you're spending money. It's this season where you realize actually your income is not, it's not supposed to pay you rent. Your income is supposed to have fun. Furahia maisha, furahia maisha, money with the respect that it deserves. So we are going to communicate to people that this is what I'm going to do with my money, because it's my money, it's not our money. Come again to another episode of Financial and Insurance Proficiency. My name is Jane Dishu, and thank you very much for your support. Thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking this video, and thank you for even sharing my video. In today's episode, I want us to learn more about this season where you feel money is supposed to be spent. We only live once. It's okay. It's a new beginning. We're going to start a new whole year. Can we spend everything we saved? It's this season where you can justify anything just to make sure that you're spending money. It's this season where you realize actually your income is not, it's not supposed to pay you rent. Your income is supposed to have fun. Furahia maisha, it's that season where you feel like the mood is so good, money need to be spent, I need to give back to the community, because why not? It's a whole journey. So today I want us to discuss about some few things and how you can do a simple budget or a simple way to spend your money this December, and maybe give my advice on the three people. So the first group of people, the perfectionists. These are people who know that this year or next year, that was in 2021 December, they were like, next year December, I just want to spend this amount of money, maybe from what they previously spent in 2021, and they sat down and said, I'm going to save this amount of money. So they have saved, and they have actually actualized their savings, and they have their savings, whatever they had anticipated to save. This kind of group, they have already budgeted for the amount. Let's say Othiambo has saved 60,000 Kenya shillings, and Othiambo has been able to have that amount of money in an account, and it is purely for December or for this festive season. So Othiambo maybe doesn't know what to do with the money. So what I would advise Odhiambo to do, just sit down, write down how you want to spend that money, include all the costs, as simple as it goes. That mama mboga or that village or man that you wish to buy, to give 50 shillings or 100 shillings, that your nieces and your nephews, so you're going to give maybe 20 shillings, 10 shillings, everything you're going to spend, divide it per day, and make sure that if you said I'm going to stay home or stay maybe up country or Gishagi for this period of time, make sure that you stick to that. If you're planning to travel maybe on 24th and come back on 26th, make sure that you budget for every day, and make sure that that is well written down, so that you are able to spend your 60,000. Let's say Odhiambo will travel on 24th, so they'll be home or they'll be up country from 24th, and they will come back maybe around 26th, or let's say they will come back around date 27. So they will have 4 days home. So how much are they supposed to spend per day? That is 15,000. That means if I have 15,000 today when I'm traveling on 24th, I'm going to avoid anything that might bring me overspending on the same. I will include the fuel cost or the fare or the transport or whatever means you're going to use. Make sure that you include even the snacks that you're going to take on the way. Make sure if you're going to give tips during your journey or during your travel, you're going to include that. As simple as that amount of money you're going to give your gateman or any person that you come across, make sure that is included there. So it means Odhiambo will strictly use 15,000. If they go in excess of that, they will know that I have overspent to the next day and I have overspent this amount of money. So Odhiambo will make sure if they spend maybe 20,000 first day, that's on 24th, they will know that tomorrow I can only spend to an extent of 10,000. That means you will tell people and you're going to communicate that this is the amount of money I'm willing to spend and this is the bill I'm going to pay. If they're dividing bills, mostly during this festive season, you'll find you will just be volunteering what to buy. Maybe I'll buy milk, the other person will buy this thing, the other person will buy unga, the other person will buy mbuzi. So Odhiambo will make sure that they are going to choose according to their budget, because that is exactly how it should be, that they will make sure that they don't overspend and they don't exceed their budget. They just don't want to go back and just misuse whatever they spent and actually go back and use what was not supposed to be spent during this festive season. So Odhiambo is going to have a good transition if they stick to their budget and they're going to work on their plan and make sure that if I said I'm going to go back to Nairobi around 27th, they're going to come back and they will have maybe saved something if they cut on their daily expenses, or they will have stuck to the budget and they're going to even have all the cost put together. That is the first person. The next person is the ish. This is the kind of a person who never planned. They have not saved, they have not done anything, but actually they are receiving bonuses. They have been given their employee of the year, or they can just do a quick fix of raising that amount of money to spend this festive season. So this category of people, these are the kind who I got my bonuses, or I got this and this, and I had not planned for it, or I did this, and I have this amount of money, which is idle money, and I don't know what to do. What you do when you receive, in a normal case, if it is not December or it's not the festives, in a normal day, what you do, you should budget for that money accordingly, the way you do your budget. If you do the 50-30-20 rule, or however you do your budgeting, you're supposed to allocate that. So in case you have idle money or extra money, that is what you spend purely on the festive season. As I said, go back to the drawing line. See the amount of money that you have, how many days it can last you during your festive seasons. That is the second category. So once you identify, if I received this amount of money, I won the employee of the year, or I got this gig, or I got something, and I have this 10,000 Kenya shillings. Let's say that's what I have in excess, and I'm not going to interfere with my budget. And this is what I'm going to use as quick fix to my festive season. So I'm going to check. If I go today, if I go on 20th, and I have I'll come back, maybe you have a cousins meeting on 25th, and then you'll have to wait for Ken who lives in US, so they're going to come on 27 and everything. I'm going to weigh the option, and I'm like, it's better I travel on 25th when I will have the cousins meeting, and then I can be able to wait one day on 26th and then maybe come back on 27. How much is it for me to spend? If I have 10,000, maybe minus the transfer that I'm going to use from Nairobi, or where you are living, or where you're watching this from where you are to up country, or where you're going to spend your festive, and then the remaining amount of money you're going to divide for the 3 days. Strictly, as I said, if you divide and you have maybe 500 Kenya shillings per day to spend, you will just make sure that you're picking the bills. Even be the first one to suggest, be the loudest in the room. Say that, okay, today, can I buy bread? Can I buy sugar? Can I buy something that you know is within your budget? As we said, money is very personal, and we're going to treat money with the respect that it deserves. So we are going to communicate to people that this is what I'm going to do with my money, because it's my money, it's not our money, and it's money that I'm supposed to spend, not we are supposed to spend. So you're going to communicate and be the loudest in the room. Make sure that you're the person who gives suggestions of, can we do this? So you will pick the most affordable within your budget and within the amount of money you have. Then the last category, can we just take a breath, because this is where most of us are. It's festive, You want to travel, you want to do everything, and you are really planning on your next salary, which is your January salary, that is your January income. Please, 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 if you are this kind of a person, first of all, just know that in January you're going to pay rent, you're going to pay school fees, you're going to do all your mandatory bills. Your circle will be asking for money for savings. You're going to do everything. You're going to pay even tax. No one will exclude you from all those bills. So even if you assume everything and you go back home and say, we only live once, I'm going to spend my 13th salary and just spend it the way you want. Remember, January is waiting. What do I do if I have not planned? I don't have a gig, I don't have any disposable money, and I only have my income. You have to face the reality. You have to start thinking, how can you compensate the festive seasons? How can you make sure that you don't go back home, or you don't travel, you don't exceed, and by the time you're coming back, you're on loan, you're just mad, you're starting the year at a very low key. You are not even excited to have the new year, because you know, I'm going to face the reality for the next like even 5 months to pick up, because you overspent money. So what you do, you have two options. The first option, if it's a must go, or it's a must, maybe something happened, it's an emergency, you have to be there. Maybe your grandparents asked for you and you have to be there. I mean, if it's that urgent, maybe you can look for soft loans, or you can get somewhere you can borrow money and then you can return that money. I advise, if you're getting this money, if you're getting into bad debt, or you're getting any loan, or you're getting a quick fix from people, make sure that it is interest free. And this is money that is going to give you low pressure, or this is not a very urgent loan. So don't go for this mobile app loan, don't go to the bank, don't go to your circle, don't go there. Can you have just at least your quick fix, or a budget that can be flexible, which I don't advise at all. And then the best available option, as we said, money is very personal. You cannot find ways of compensating the festive season. You can say, I'll not be able to travel during this period, but I'll come and see you maybe around next year as the year starts. We have other holidays which are coming up. If you are a parent, you can live with your children at home comfortably, or if they travel, you can just stick to that budget which you sent home, and they can come back right now and plan for the year, or do the shoppings, the school fees and everything early as now, as early as the hype is right now. And then you can communicate. Maybe when you go for midterm or they close school, you'll go and visit grandma and grandpa, or whatever you want to do during your festive season. So please, as you planning, if you did not have, make sure that you communicate to yourself. Be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. I always say, make sure that you tell yourself, I cannot be able to afford this at this point, so how can I be able to afford it later in time? So we are not saying that you should only just brush it off, but if it is not an emergency, can we normalize postponing? Can we normalize doing the delay gratification? Can we normalize just doing some delays, so that we can plan ourselves and we can make sure that our money is treated with the respect that it deserves, and we really personalize the money? I know this festive season has so many events. As an additional to this discussion, if you are invited to an event and you are required to spend on that event, and it was a last minute event, make sure that it goes to your miscellaneous. During budgeting, you have a miscellaneous where you spend anything that comes on the way. Make sure you don't exceed this amount of money. And if you don't have a miscellaneous on your budget, just skip. Tell them you are in other engagement and you cannot fund them. I don't understand why people feel it so hard to say they cannot do things at that point. But money is very personal. You need to communicate to people about how you intend to spend your money, and the state you are in with your money, and the relationship, and how you treat your money. As we said, treat your money with respect, and it is going to treat and give back to you with the same respect. So I wish that this season will be a blessing to you and your family, and you're going to make the best financial decision, and we're going to meet next year 2023 when we are ready to kickstart the year and crush all those goals, because our finances will be looking so up, and we will not be dragged back to pay bad debt, or will not fall back on our finances because we overspent on this holiday. Always remember, your money is very personal, and you really need to communicate to your loved one, to the people who depend on your income. Make them feel the way you feel, and make them assist you in even making a good decision. And remember, it's very okay to do the delayed gratification. It's very okay to skip the festive season and actually create a season for love and spreading love later in the year. So make sure you're making the right decision, and let us meet in 2023 ready to do more of this and ready to crush our goals. Until next time, thank you so much.